Hey everyone, this is First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich with your ski update as we go towards the weekend before Christmas. Good news, I told you we were going to get cold weather last week and we had some great snowmaking across the southeast. Not great natural snow, I understand that, but the snowmaking was great. I've been watching a lot of the resort cams and it's been phenomenal. Some of the base that's been laid down by the snowmakers over the last 7 days. But here's some good news. Going into Christmas week, as I promised, big pattern flip coming. It's going to get colder and stormier. Let's start off with what's happening right now. Middle of the week, we had one storm move through. This is a warm system. All rain or a little bit of freezing drizzle up in West Virginia and Western Maryland. Not a lot going on in the eastern part of the country. Big storm developing on the west. That's our storm for Friday night into the upcoming weekend. Here's what it looks like going into the upcoming weekend. We've got our low pressure, which is going to crank up on the coast. This is the first in a series of kind of an El Nino-ish type storm track, though El Nino hasn't officially started. You know that storm track El Nino. It's the Gulf Coast lows that go like this and then move up the southeast coast. That's what we want to see. But this is primarily rain with a little bit of wintry weather moving into the mountains of the southeast. I think this is more going to be a wintry mix on Saturday. But the backside northwest flows snows could be actually pretty decent once the low cranks up on the coast. This is just not the big winter storm. This is the storm that lays the groundwork for the storms that are going to come later on. We'll look at the futurecast across the southeast, and you can see not a lot going on here as we center it here on Charlotte. Just kind of passing clouds through the end of the week. So mild conditions, but you can start to see the beginning of that weekend storm entering the frame here. As we show you the futurecast snowfall, this will kind of show you, yes, we're going to have a little bit of snow and ice up in parts of West Virginia and Western Maryland, especially I think late tonight into early tomorrow. But it's really going to be starting on Friday. Notice nothing through Friday at 7 o'clock across the mountains. Things really start to change as we go into the weekend. We start to see that pattern flip develop, and we start to see colder air finally spilling out of Canada. And notice what happens by the middle of next week. Big 500 millibar trough develops. This has cold air and a stormy pattern to boot. This has the potential to produce some good snows going into Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and maybe even after Christmas for parts of the southeast. To give you an example, this is the European model, the ECMWF. You probably have seen this before. Now the weekend storm, it goes a little gangbusters with, actually has some decent snows this weekend from Western Maryland down through the North Carolina mountains. You're talking anywhere from 2 to maybe 6 inches. But let me show you the big part coming next week. Look ahead to Christmas Eve. This Christmas Eve storm next Wednesday into Christmas Day promises to be a pretty good storm potentially down the road. Look at these totals up here in Western Maryland, West Virginia, and down into, I think this is off just because of the resolution of the model, but this will likely be down into the North Carolina mountains. But you're talking a good amount of snow possible as we go into Christmas and Christmas Day. Christmas Eve, I should say, and Christmas Day. So get ready. This is the series of storms we were talking about for a while. The pattern changes this weekend with the first storm, and as we go into next week, the subsequent storms are the ones that will have more cold air to work with. So the pattern's changing. We're getting to an active storm track, and we're getting some cold air starting to come down from Canada. Things are finally start to change to a more winter-like look towards the end of December into early January. So keep your fingers crossed. First storm this weekend. Don't be discouraged. It's the one that kicks the door open for the additional storms heading our way for Christmas week. We'll have more details at the end of this week and really get into some of the details going into that Christmas storm, which I'm already looking ahead to. It's about a week away from now. Keep your fingers crossed. That's going to be the big one. Hope you have a great middle of the week, and as always, think snow.